So you can get several meals out of one Costco chicken. It's incredible. So up here in Canada, these guys are costing $7.99. If you buy a raw chicken, it's costing you at least $10, $12. So I'm gonna break one down and we're gonna separate all the pieces, debone some sections, and then we're gonna make a soup stock, soup broth in the Instant Pot. Let's go. So let's start off by letting you know that this chicken was cooled in the fridge overnight. So don't do this fresh from the store, you'll get a burn. Cut off all the string with a knife. You might need to flip it over a couple times to get all of it. When I break down a chicken, I always like to start with the legs and thighs first. Slice into the skin that connects the body to the thigh and cut down to the hip. Do this on both sides, then with equal pressure, press down both legs until you pop the hip joint out. Be sure to keep a good grip on this chicken. It can get slippery with all the fat, so just be careful. Locate the cartilage that's between the thigh bone and the hip and just cut right through it all the way down to the board, and then you have one free chicken thigh and leg together. Now that you're professional at this, go ahead and spin the board around and get the next thigh. Keep a plate handy because you're going to fill up your cutting board really fast with this. The wings can be a little bit tricky because that drumette tends to stick to the body. So kind of wiggle it loose a little bit first, because otherwise you'll get a bit of the meat getting stuck to the body, as you can see here. But don't worry, none of it's going to go to waste. You'll see that later. Remember, the secret here is to cut the cartilage, not the meat if you can avoid it, and you'll get better each time you do this. I don't really like eating the wingtips, so we're going to chop these off at the joint and save these to make soup at the end of the video. So here's the three parts of the wing: the tip, the flat, and the drumette. Do the same for the other wing. To debone the breast meat, take your knife and run it along the breastbone and cut until you hit the ribs. Give it one more last pass just to make sure everything's separated. Then very gently pull the meat away from the breastbone as you trace the ribs with your knife. When you're cutting a cold chicken, sometimes the meat will just kind of clump together. Don't worry about it. You're cooking at home, you're not cooking for Gordon Ramsay. As you repeat the process on the other side, you'll notice that there's a lot less to hold on to, and there's a lot of leftover meat stuck to the breastbone. I like to call this the chef's bonus, so go ahead and eat that while no one's looking. So here's some easy meal ideas that you can use rotisserie chicken for. If you're super hungry, make yourself a chicken burrito. If you're super basic, make yourself a crappy salad. Feeling artisanal? Bake some bread and make one of those sandwiches that look like they cost $20. Uninvited dinner guests? Not a problem. Microwave some pasta, open some bottled sauce, and stir in some chicken. You'll never know the difference. At the end of this video, we're making soup from the bones. Stick around. Grab a fork. This is the most satisfying part. Every dad will tell you, don't waste the meat that's on the carcass. Some of the juiciest pieces are in the back and in the hips. There's two little pockets in the hips called the oyster. They're super juicy. If you get them, eat them right away, don't share them. Take your thumbs and jam them into every nook, cranny, and socket on this carcass, and scrape every morsel of meat from every bone. When your primal scavenging is finished, you'll have this beautiful pile of meat that looks something like this. Let's get started on the soup. Pop those bones into the Instant Pot and cut up 3 shallots. Just slice them in half, toss them in there, and set your Instant Pot on saute. Once it's heated up, grab yourself a couple tablespoons of olive oil. You want the onions to get a bit of color, get them a little bit brown. When they have a good nice color to them, get 1 cup of water to deglaze the pan, and then give it a good scraping. Scrape that bottom thoroughly, get all those tasty bits out of there. We need to fill this pot up, so grab yourself 4 more cups of water. And because this is an easy soup, we're going to supercharge with 2 bouillon cubes and then 1 more cup of water just to top it up. Lock that lid down and check it twice and set it on the broth mode for 1 hour. The last step is to very carefully strain that broth into a bowl. Always pour away from yourself to avoid any unfortunate smelting accidents. Ooh, salty. So head out there to your supermarket, Costco, Superstore, Save On, wherever. Get yourself a rotisserie chicken. You can make tons of meals out of it. I personally like the Costco chickens best. I think they're the best flavor and they're the best value. I usually just make sandwiches or just like put it on nachos or something. But when you break it down like this, you get the dark meat separated and you can make so many good things, tons of meal ideas. So let me know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video. If you're soup crazy, check out my video where I make turkey soup in the Instant Pot.